to Viking Views. I'm Melissa Bublitz. Agricultural systems to help with running water for the mass production of crops. Most Americans don't worry about agricultural systems, considering we are a conditioned country. Viking Views' Catherine Flores has more on the once-in-a-lifetime experience that Dr. Larry Godsey had the chance to be a part of.
Dr. Larry Godsey was a part of the first team that was sent over to Afghanistan on a very different mission.
To try to win the hearts and the minds of the people, the people who live around there.
I wanted them to see a different side of this war in Afghanistan, where we were actually making a difference with the people, that that the Army has a different mode of operation, where we're not all bullets and bombs, that we're actually going in and helping people try to build their economy, helping them feed themselves, taking care of agricultural issues.
While deployed, a stressful environment called for some comic relief. The witty one-liners helped cultivate the presentation.
You know, a lot of those witty things were things that we came up with when I was over there. You know, you put a team of 47 guys together and you put them in a very stressful, dangerous environment, and they'll come up with ways to relieve the pressure and the stress. And like I mentioned, you know, my gunners, the guys who were sitting in the gun turrets of the Humvees, who were at risk every time we rolled out of the wire. One of the ways they'd come up with a stress relief was to come up with witty little Army acronyms like BMO, Blue Moving Objects, or TNA, Toes and Ankles. You know, they would come up with that kind of stuff just to lighten the stress a little bit. And I picked up on a lot of those. I came up with some of them too myself when I was over there, because it was a stressful environment, and you just had to come up with a way to relieve the tension, if it just meant cracking a joke every once in a while.
Godsey has received updates after his return home. The sixth team that was sent over was attacked shortly after being there. The team was pulled and the project has been stopped. Catherine Flores, Viking Views.
For more information on speakers and presentations the library will or has held, contact Jay Steinkooler at steinkoolerj@moval.edu. Raising money for Domestic Violence Awareness Month was Psychology Club's task for the month of October. Viking Views' Janelle Garcia has more on the story.
Missouri Valley Psychology Club hosted Psych Fright Night, a movie showing of the classical psychological thriller Psycho.
Psychology Club, it meets about once a month, and it's where all majors and minors of psychology can get together and just talk about all the aspects of psychology issues. And we also like to raise money for facilities towards mental health in the community.
They sold popcorn and soda combos for $2 to raise money for the Lighthouse Shelter in support of Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
The Lighthouse Shelter is a home within the community of Marshall that takes in domestic abuse victims, mostly women and children. It offers a great service. It gives them somewhere of comfort where they can, do things like maybe therapy to children feel a little safer. Just get everybody in a stable environment.
I am Janelle Garcia reporting for Viking Views.
Student Activities Coordinator Emily Finwald and Missouri Valley College teamed up to host the 2013 edition of Valley Idol. The first round took place Wednesday, October 30th in the Eccleston Mabee Theater. Viking Views' Brent Kalwai reports that 11 singers took the stage to compete to be one of the 6 finalists in the Valley Idol finale.
Valley Idol competitor Ramone Hall shined as a first-time performer in the event. He impressed the judges with his cover of Jesse McCartney's U.S. Platinum hit Beautiful Soul. His dual-threat vocal and guitar-playing performance earned him a spot in the finals.
My favorite part about competing in Valley Idol was just taking something, that I've spent countless hours on, working, and bringing it out and just seeing people enjoy it, and then seeing them respond to it in a positive way.
Hall may be a rookie at Valley Idol, but he brings a veteran musical experience to the stage he performs on.
Growing up in a broken home, I grew up without a father, so I really clung to music as a way to express myself. When I was 12, I actually decided to pick up an instrument just for fun, and then after that it kind of gradually became something where it's like, hey, I'm getting good at this.
Second-year contestant Ashley Lorenz was a finalist in Valley Idol 2012. This year she chose to perform a song that is personal to her and her family.
I chose Landslide, and I did it because that was a song that me and my sister and my cousin sang at my grandma's 80th birthday party. So I kind of just felt do it again, just by myself, for a different audience.
Missouri Valley College may be known mostly for its athletic programs, but Valley Idol is a way to display the diverse range of talents on campus.
Unlike sporting events where, you can go and watch people, there's people here that actually have other gifts, like musical gifts, and they really don't get an opportunity to showcase their talents, and I think this is a great way for them to actually express themselves.
Valley Idol 2013 is a chance to experience voices you may have never heard before. This is Brent Callway reporting for Viking Views.
The conclusion of Valley Idol will take place Wednesday, November 6th at 7 p.m. in the Eccleston-Mabee Theater. What group of animals includes more than 1 million discovered species on the planet? Insects. There are many insect collectors who are carried away by the diverse group of living organisms. Viking Views' Aki Nagasaka found one of those collectors on campus and decided to share his collection and knowledge with us.
Micael Cloe is an MVC English major student. He started collecting insects as one of his hobbies a few years ago. But his interest about insects has always been with him since he was a child.
A long time ago when I was a kid, I think it was probably like 7th grade, I was in this really cool class called Bug World. That was one of the few classes where I actually got higher than an A. I got an A++, and for some reason my interest in bugs, it never really left me.
This year, he decided to share part of his collection on campus as his side project. He plans on taking an entomology course next year.
He's got a very good collection. Some of the pictures, he's very good at posing the insects in certain positions. Yeah, he's apparently been doing a lot of insect-type work for a while.
Micael goes through several processes to mount insects. He enjoys every single process as an adult, but it makes him feel like a kid again.
It's fun to have to go out. It gets you outside. So I find there's a little bit of fun and play, and you get to run around and search for things. And there's also the aspect of getting to sit down and really focus on a finite task.
The display is going to be in the showcase on the ground floor in the Collins Science Center. Micael is showing his insects that might be familiar to other students.
They're basically Missouri insects that you'd find almost anywhere in Missouri, which is good because it gives you a good general introduction to that. And that's basically what he's planning to do with this display case.
Insects are really important. They're overlooked. There's more species of insects undiscovered than any other type of animal, so there's a little bit of mystery there that I'm definitely drawn to.
Micael is in the habit of looking for new things in his daily life. That includes insects.
Yeah, whenever I'm walking outside, I definitely, even when I'm driving, I can kind of spot little insects crawling across the road. Yeah. I suppose that's like with anything. I mean, police officers are always on the lookout for criminals. I'm always looking out for insects.
Aki Nagasaka, Viking Views.
Former conference rivals hooked up on a special night. Viking Views' Tyrone Ritter has more.
Senior night was played in the rain against undefeated and 4th-ranked NCAA Division II Lindenwood University. The Lions scored first in the 18th minute to take a 1-0 lead. The 15th-ranked Vikings put several shots on goal in the first half, but they couldn't find the back of the net. In the second half, with 20 minutes to go, senior Nicholas Alexander chipped one by the Lindenwood keeper to level the score at 1. After 2 overtimes, the match ended in a draw. Afterward, Alexander commented on his conference-leading 12th goal of the season.
Just a great pass by Alvaro and managed to get on the end of it. I had the keeper coming out, so I thought I'd flick it past him. That's all I tried to do.
Senior goalkeeper Josh Wells made 5 saves in the match. He said his career at Valley has been special.
Yeah, I'm going to miss the place, I've had a great 4 years and I've really enjoyed myself, so it'd be sad to not be here next year.
The Vikings end the regular season with the overall record of 11-3-4 and a 3-2-2 record in conference play. Tyrone Ritter, Viking Views.
The Vikings will play Graceland University at home on November 8th in the first round of the conference tournament. Men's basketball team broke records on their season opener game. Viking Views' Janelle Garcia reports.
Missouri Valley men's basketball team hosted their season opener against Hannibal LaGrange and won 80-63, giving Coach Lance his 144th win of his coaching career, moving him to the top of the program's all-time wins list. The men's team has prepared for their 2013-2014 season.
Mentally and physically, we prepared through preseason. We've been in the weight room in the mornings and on the football field conditioning and running. It's been tough, but it's definitely been worth it, and it shows on the court.
Our team's looking really good. I think that through our recruitment, we've had a great deal of influx of new guys coming in, whether high school, whether junior college players. Our preseason schedule has been really successful. We went 3-1 in the preseason, so I think we got a lot of guys with character and with lots of discipline and tons of talent that should propel us this season.
For further information about games, you can go to moval.edu. I am Janelle Garcia reporting for Viking Views.
The Missouri Valley men's wrestling team enters this season ranked number 3, but strives for more. Opening up this past weekend at the Oklahoma City Open, finishing with 2 medalists, one of these being Josh Manu in the 197-pound weight class, placing first. Head coach Micael pushes each wrestler every day to make sure they reach their goal. With a busy schedule ahead, the men put in the time and work to make sure to win a national title.
All right, we open up the season this weekend at Oklahoma City. It's the Oklahoma City Open, and we'll be competing against Oklahoma City, Cumberland, several teams in the NAIA, Baker, and those teams in the Heart. But we'll also be competing against several Division I teams like Oklahoma State, OU, Central Oklahoma. So we look for a great start to the season. We start off. We are, as far as how we expect to do, we're ranked number 3 going into preseason. And, we think we're every bit of that. We think we have a great, young, talented team. We've got 10 out of the 12 national qualifiers back from last year. Carl Lawrence starts off the year ranked number 1, with Josh Manu ranked 3rd, and in the same weight class at 197, and then Jake Exter ranked number 2 at 149. But all the rest of our starters are ranked in the top between 7 and 15. And, we think that's a little low for some of those. So we're excited about the year. We're young but scrappy and eager to get going.
1, 2, 3, Halloween is a popular time for kids to go door to door collecting as much candy as they can. But for the men's wrestling team, Halloween has become less about receiving and more about giving.
Imagine answering the door on Halloween night to a pair of men ready to have their bags filled up. That's exactly what hundreds of Marshall residents experienced last week during the wrestling team's 5th annual Cans for Kids food drive. Head coach Mike Micael started the tradition a few years back after hearing from his wife, a principal in the elementary school system, that some of the kids' only meals were the ones they got at school. Seeing that Halloween was about a month away, Micael decided the team would go house to house asking for any canned food donations. It might sound charitable, but some households didn't take too kind to the idea at first.
First year was a little bit rocky because people didn't know what we were doing, and actually had the police called on us a couple of times.
Since then, the community has come to support the event. On Halloween night, the guys met up, split into teams, and competed to see what group could collect the most donations. After 2 hours of trick-or-treating, the team came up with over 1,800 contributions. The food was then organized and divided into separate categories. The most popular of them all, green beans, soup, and corn. Student coach Derek Bonsack has been a part of the tradition since it started, and said that the event helps show who the guys really are.
Lets the community know that we do a lot of things that we actually care, that we're not just some crazy wrestlers that just like to beat people up or anything like that.
Every year on Halloween, the men's wrestling team sacrifices its night for the benefit of the community. And as far as their treat, Coach Micael rewarded the guys with a little time off.
No practice tomorrow morning.
This is Phil Fowler reporting with Viking Views.
Halloween night is the time for kids to get together and stack up on some candy. On campus, the girls celebrated the holiday with a gathering of their own. The saying, "Girls just want to have fun," can be applied to those who showed up for last week's Ladies' Night in Mack Hall. The event was put together by a couple of the RAs who were trying to find a way to bring together the girls for some Halloween spirit. Ladies spent the entire night doing each other's fingernails, toenails, and enjoying the Disney classic Hocus Pocus. For some of the girls, the hardest part was having to decide what color to use for their nails. With Halloween in mind, some chose to go with black and orange, while others decided to be a little more creative. Valley staff welcomed trick-or-treaters for tricks and treats. Staff offices opened to children and grandchildren of faculty, staff, and students on Halloween. Offices were slowed down to pass out candy to the trick-or-treaters at the college. Staff likes to give an opportunity to provide a safe environment for trick-or-treaters on Halloween. That's Viking Views for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Melissa Bublitz.